Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome into this video today, and it gives me great joy, particularly to have you here today. I'm Dr. Olayinka Conley. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm a researcher. I'm an academic. I'm a scholar. And I do a lot of stuff on this video, on this channel, and in this video, actually. I will do a lot in this video today, and I'm sure you're going to have a nice time here today. And on this channel, I do quite a number of things just to be sure that I add value to you and your capacity is built to be your best in every area of your life. So, but all I do on this channel, you can cluster into 4. 1, sociology, research, relationship, and migration. So all I do on this channel, you can cluster into these 4 areas. So if this was your first time of coming in contact with my channel and my video, you're welcome. Kindly subscribe to this channel and tap your notification button so you are alerted immediately I drop new content. Kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share. And if you are a return viewer, that means you have subscribed to this channel. Thank you for staying tuned. I'm particularly very excited you are staying tuned. Today, I want to discuss a very important theory in context of research. What is theoretical framework, and how do you develop one or use one? How do you use theoretical framework, or how do you develop one? So, this video, is intended to assist researchers or students, undergraduate, postgraduate, even doctoral students, who usually have problems in deploying the the theoretical framework. Meanwhile, you have to take this video in sync with one I've done before on how best to understand theories. That video is on this channel. Kindly watch that video. It will help in situating your knowledge or what you gain in this video appropriately. So, and this video, I'm not interested in talking about, there have been so much debate about, do we need theories? Do we need theories in research? Do we need theories in knowledge building and creation? So that's not my interest. My interest is just to contribute to knowledge along theoretical framework. And also, if you decide to deploy theory. But I do believe that theories are very useful in social research or social sciences research or research generally. And theories are taught in many universities. And usually they are sometimes compulsory courses in some universities and in some researches. Depending on your university or even your supervisor or your department, theories are usually expected as part of your dissertation or thesis or project or even your report. So that debate is here, and I think, so theories, what are theories fundamentally speaking? Theories propose explanations for phenomena. They try to tell us their propositions, their explanatory frameworks. They just want to explain phenomena and usually relationship among issues in a coherent way or among variables in coherent way. So they are explanatory propositions, and they enable researchers to establish relationships among different issues or variables or knowledge that they are interested in. They help you to coherently bring together different components, different variables, different issues that can assist you to explain, to understand and explain the problem you are interested in. So don't forget, theories are explanatory frameworks. They are explanatory propositions to assist you. Theories are not laws. Theories are lower laws. They are not absolute. Theories don't predict. Laws predict. Theories can help you to project, to explain. Essentially, theories want to assist you to explain your issues, variables, or existing knowledge that you may have. And there are so many theories. So many theories depending on your disciplines. Actor network theory, phenomenology, ethnomethodology, social action theory, Marxism, quite a symbolic interactionism. Many theories are available, but essentially they want to help you to explain whatever you want to do. So theories are very important. So what is theoretical framework? Theoretical framework, which actually are our interest here today. Theoretical framework help you to connect your new research within the theories you are adopting. They want you to assist you in explaining your variables. They want to help you to explain your research, your context of research through a particular theory. Don't mind you, theoretical framework. They give you, there's this debate about do you need theoretical framework in qualitative research? There's this debate, is it only in quantitative research that you need theoretical framework? I believe, from my experience, you can use theoretical framework in any type of research. It doesn't matter your data collection method, whether your research design, whether you are using quantitative or qualitative. From my experience, you can use theoretical framework. So far you deploy theory. So far you have issues you want to understand. So far you have phenomena. So far you have variables. And whether you are using qualitative method or quantitative method, you do have issues. You have objectives. So if you have objectives and you are deploying a theory, definitely you can use theoretical framework. I've supervised a lot of projects and we have used theoretical framework, even in qualitative research. So there shouldn't be any argument about maybe theoretical framework is only useful in quantitative research. No. Theoretical framework essentially helps you to use theory or theories in explaining your work and bringing the relationship between the theory, the proposition of the theory or the theories and your variables or your objectives. Don't forget what informs the theories you use or the theoretical framework you are going to use is a function of your topic, is a function of your objectives, is a function of your statement of problem, is a function of your theories. And there's this debate about, can you use theoretical framework if you are using only one theory? Is it only when you are using many theories that you need to use theoretical framework? I think, based on my experience and many universities I've been, when you use a single theory, you may not need to use a theoretical framework, but it depends on your school. It depends on what your supervisor wants. It depends on the belief of your department. Because theoretical framework essentially, don't forget what I say it is. It is opportunity. It is an explanatory scaffold, an explanatory system, an explanatory schema that assists you in using a theory to show relationships among the different issues, the different objectives, the different variables you are adopting. It's like a skeleton. It's like you are building a house. You have a scaffold that you are using to hold particular forms together. These frameworks enable you to explain your variables, your objectives, your elements, your issues in a coherent way. Like you build a skeleton, you're using that skeleton to form. So, because why do you need a theoretical framework? If you have triangulated theories, maybe you use 2 or 3 theories, then it can be very difficult for you to use them to explain your research. So this theoretical framework will help you bring them together. Will help you to show the relationship, the interconnectedness among all these theories and your variables in a way. Sometimes you can even be diagrammatic or schematic or thematic in all of this, using structures and forms. How do you do this? You use the different theories that you have to explain your variables. And how do you do this? That means you have to use basic propositions, basic arguments, basic elements of those theories to explain your specific objectives and your specific variables. So theoretical frameworks are schemas, are scaffolds that help you to explain your variables, your research in coherent ways. So it's still your theory, but if you are using a single theory, it may not be that complicated that you're talking about a theoretical framework. It may not be, if it's just a theory. If you are using actor network theory, for example, you know the basic arguments or propositions of actor network theory. You simply use it to explain your work straight away. So you may not need elaborate theoretical framework. You simply, don't forget that my video I said you should watch on how best to understand theory. I argued about 5 ways to best understand theory. One of it is that you understand the concepts of the theory you are using. You simply use these concepts to interpret or analyze or explain your variables. And don't forget that there must be a flow Before you can do strong theoretical framework, you must have done extensive, systematic, thematic, and excellent literature review. Because even your literature review, systematic literature review, that will tell you the gaps, that will tell you the relevant theories. Which theories have they used in line of this your work before or previously? And how can you adopt this? So your literature review will show you the gaps in theory and in knowledge, and will guide you towards the best theories for you to use. So if you are adopting theories, so your theoretical framework should help you to apply your theory into your study in a unique way. So your theoretical framework is to guide your research. So a framework can be like a scaffold, can be a system, a schema to help you fuse your assumptions together within the context of your work. Don't forget, the theories you are adopting must have been developed within the context of a different social environment, cultural environment, even disciplinary environment. So you are only bringing it into your work to explain your variables. And don't forget, for a statement of problem, you can see your objectives. So from your objectives, you will be able to understand your variables. Your objectives must have been stated in a way that your variables and the issues are clear. So it's your variables and your objectives that will determine the theory you are going to use. Don't forget, this is very important. Your objectives must be clear enough, must be smart, must be simple, measurable, achievable, researchable, and time-bound. So your objectives must have been stated in active form. And these objectives must have clear variables. These objectives and variables are the ones that will point you towards the direction of your best theories. Now, why do you need to adopt more than one theories? The reason is that if you have 5 objectives, you may not have a single theory that can explain your 5 objectives. Don't forget, your objectives must guide your theory. Your theories must explain all your objectives. So if you have a theory that cannot explain, maybe can explain objective 1 and 2, but cannot explain 3 and 4, then you adopt another theory. You triangulate another theory that can explain 3 and 4. If first and second theory cannot explain objective 5 and 6, then you take another theory that can explain. Then you have 3 theories triangulated to explain 6 objectives, for example. Now you can see how complicated that might be. 3 different theories. You want to use them to explain 6 objectives in a single research. Then you will need a framework. This framework will then help you to break down different elements of the theories and use them to explain your objectives. And you may need to be diagrammatic. You may need to be schematic, using one theory to explain the relevant objectives, how that connects with the other theory and other objectives. Then you have to be creative. You have to be creative and intentional. So bringing these theories together. Another thing I usually suggest for my postgraduate students is that you must have what I call theoretical synthesis. That means you will not begin to use these theories to show us systematically how they explain every objective. And what do you need to do the most importantly? Every theory has unique proposition. What are the propositions of the theory? What are the key concepts of the theory? And how you then need to use these key concepts to explain your own research questions, your variables, and bring relationships into this. And I'm enjoying the way I'm talking about this. I hope you are enjoying it. You have to enjoy it. It's not a big deal. I know a lot of theories. A lot of students have problems at theory level. And that's why I've published books on theories. And I teach theories in the university and across places. And I do research and I adopt theory. So you shouldn't be afraid. So the way I'm explaining, I think it should be clear enough. So, research is a fractal process. So, and when you use your theoretical framework now, it should help you to explain the theory that you are adopting and how you can use the important assumption within the context of your own research, identifying relationship and concept. This is very important. And this theoretical framework should assist you to bring interaction and pattern and relationship into your work. The essence of your work is to show pattern, is to show relationship. And your theory should be able to show you. That's why framework is that's why we call it framework. How does it move? How do you show the relationship? Because the essence of it is to show pattern relationship among your variables, to guide your analysis. Another very important point you have to note in using theoretical framework is that The theoretical framework should guide your analysis. It should point you towards the relationship among your variables. It should guide you towards the relationship. Because you want to show relationships. Actually, if you are doing a sociological research, it's about relationship. Social sciences research, it's about relationship. You want to show the relationship among your variables. So, and don't forget, it's even your theoretical framework that should show you the relationship, and these relationships that you are proposing, is proposition, is what should now guide, should lead your analysis. And that's why we also have grounded theory. What are grounded theories? Grounded theories are theories that are developed as a result of findings from empirical research. You can then use your grounded theory to falsify existing theory. Essence of research is to contribute to knowledge. I'm sure you know that. So, from your theoretical proposition, it doesn't mean that your theoretical framework or your theories are correct. You're still going to your analysis, data analysis. Don't forget, a standard research will have chapter 1, maybe introduction, your statement of problem, objective, research question, hypothesis, justification. And, your statement of problem must have been there, justification, scope of the study. Then maybe operationalization of concept or conceptual clarification. Then you move to chapter 2, for example, you talk literature review and theoretical framework. You move to 3, methodology. You move to 4, data analysis and discussion. Then you move to 5, findings, conclusion, and recommendation and contribution to knowledge. You see the flow. It's the same work. So from this, you are only proposing at the level of theoretical framework. It's your findings. Your theoretical framework should guide your data analysis. Which analysis do you need to do to be able to interrogate this your theoretical framework and your objectives? So, and this is how it should guide you. So your theoretical framework must guide your data analysis. And when you now do your data analysis, you must do discussion of findings. What do you mean by this? You discuss your findings in the light of your theories that you have adopted and your theoretical framework. And your literature review, you bring them together coherently. I've examined many theses without strong discussion of findings because they were not clear. The students, the candidates, the researchers were not clear ab initio. You have to be clear from beginning. What are your objectives? What is the problem? What are the objectives? What is literature telling you? What theories have you adopted? Then you can then do your discussion, your analysis and finding. You must discuss your findings in context of your theories, your theoretical framework, and literature that you have adopted. You have reviewed to show gaps, to show contribution to knowledge. You must have coherent discussion of findings. But if you don't have a strong theoretical framework and a strong theoretical adoption, and you are not clear, then you can be confused in your analysis. And I've seen this quite a lot of time. So you should guide, your theoretical framework will also guide your analysis. And when you now finish analysis, you are discussing. You begin to validate or invalidate your research, your theories. That's why even after you are done with your analysis, you should engage your theory. You must be able to propound a new theory or engage existing theory and show the gaps in the theories you have adopted and the strength of your own research, your contribution to knowledge. That is why the theoretical framework you designed before going to the field may have to change when you come out from the field. Because if you are gone to the field with open mind, you may see that your findings, the relationship among your variables, are actually saying something different from what you had proposed in your theoretical framework. That means you then have a pre-field theoretical framework and post-field theoretical framework. You can then see what are the changes. If there are changes, then it means you have contributed something very good to knowledge. So depend on your supervisor. So at your school, I think this should be the normal flow, depending on your school. Then how do you create strong, sustainable theoretical framework? Number one, you must understand your topic very well. You have to reflect effectively on the topic you want to study. It's very important. It cannot be random. Don't just get the topic and just move to the field. Reflect effectively. Review literature is very important. Your topic is very important. Literature review is very important. Your expertise is very important. Build expertise. If you don't have the capacity before you start this work, as you are now, like you are watching this video now, it's part of capacity building. So build capacity to understand all of this very well and you understand the scenario, the contextual scenario, the setting of your research. So because you must be able to put your research within the context of your country or the environment or even the global scenario that is throwing up your research is very important. Be clear, get your objectives very clear. Like I said, your statement of problem must be smart. Your objectives must be smart, because your objectives will determine the direction you have to travel. State your objective very well. Be clear in your statement of problem. Be clear in your research question. It's very important. Your research question must be very clear. You must be systematic. You must be clear. You must be recent in your literature review. This is very important. Unfortunately, many researchers, many students don't want to be patient enough to review. Sometimes when you tell students, go and review 100 recent literature in a particular area, they feel, why are you stressing me this much? But without strong, clear, recent, well-articulated literature review, you will not be able to understand what we are talking about. When you do literature review, you will be getting clearer insight into the work. So it's very important. And select recent theories, relevant theories. Relevant theories, but how do you select relevant theories if you have not read sufficient literature or sufficient theories? Literature review will tell you what has been done before, what you need to do, what are the problems, what the available theories, and what you should focus. So it's very important. So develop your theoretical framework from concepts of the theories. It's very important. And from the concept, you'll be able to understand. And theoretical frameworks are very beneficial. Unfortunately, many people consider it unnecessary, but they are very beneficial. They help you to ground your work. They help you to build strong foundation, and they help you to interpret your data. Like I said, they assist you in strong data interpretation. There are so many students that have submitted theses to me, and I just simply tell them, I cannot see strong grounding. You are not interpreting, you are only presenting data. If you don't need to present only data, you have to interpret the data. But how do you interpret data if you don't have strong theoretical capability? If you don't have strong theoretical framework, how do you present data? How do you interrogate data? How will your data breathe? How do you breathe on your data? How does your data breathe on you? So it's your theoretical framework, your theory that will assist you to make sense of the data. From a single objective, you may be writing hundreds of pages if you are so strong in theoretical framework, because it gives you the right concept, the right, the right direction you have to travel. Your theoretical framework will continue to give your data ventilation. Research is very interesting, actually. It's very interesting. And it's very simple if you are deliberate about it. If you follow the pattern, by the time you read theories, you build theoretical frameworks, you are being grounded as a scholar. Actually, what grounds you seriously as a researcher is your theoretical capability and your empirical capability. If you are strong in the methodology and empirical data collection and analysis, and you are strong in theory, you'll be a fantastic scholar. But if you are good at analysis, data collection, you are not grounded in theory, I'm sure your report will likely be shallow, because you will not have the right concept, the right orientation, the right theoretical finesse to be able to engage your data. So, and this theoretical framework will guide your data, even your data collection, your data analysis, your conclusion, your contribution to knowledge, and it enables you to generalize. Because you will have been grounded you will have been able to show even the relationship in your theoretical framework, your theoretical schema. So it enables you to be able to contextualize your findings, data, and interpretation, and also generalize if you are within the quantitative research. If your research design is towards generalization, which must have been clear in your research design. I did a video, it's on this channel, on understanding research design. So from your research design also, you'll be able to know the theory to use, and your theory will feed back into your design. And this will guide your generalization and contextualization. So strong theoretical framework will help you to simplify complex findings, complex relationship. Your theoretical framework will help you to break them down in simpler forms for you to help you to make sense of them. And theoretical framework will help you to coordinate research or your own research in context of other researches and begin to show direction for further studies. Because once you have your theoretical framework, that will guide your data analysis, data collection, data analysis, even your interpretation, your discussion, your contribution to knowledge, your conclusion. So from this, you will be clear. You will be able to see what has been done. By the time you are doing your theory review and you are developing your theoretical framework. Then when you now come with your own findings, your data, your analysis and interpretation, be able to see the two, where we were, where we are, and you're able to simplify and synthesize and begin to show the gaps. You'll be able to see where they stop, where you are and where you stop, and show direction to further studies. Isn't this very interesting? So it's a very, I love it. When people say they don't understand theoretical framework, if they say they don't understand theory, I just wonder. I understand all of this. And that's why I've decided to do this video. These videos are among the longest I've done because I'm very deliberate about this. And I think a lot of people have problems with this. But with this video now, I'm confident that you will be a better researcher, even a better theorist. Especially if you now look at this video and you compare and you take it in zinc with my video on how best to understand theories. I'm sure you will be a very perfect theorist, a developer of theoretical framework, and executioner. I mean, somebody who can execute research validly and reliably. Thank you very much, and I do sincerely wish you well in your future researches, your future studies, and your future scholarship and academic engagement. Kindly subscribe to this channel for more wonderful content. Tap the notification button, comment, like, and share. Your subscription is very important. Until I see you in the next video, go and be your best.